Okay, we're live. Thursday, November 14th. And we just keep betting the Orlando Magic. When are the line makers going to get the line right? Guys, I'm telling you this since the first game of their homestand. We've now been on the Magic. We've cashed 4 straight 3-unit bets. Not even fucking close. 27-point win, 27-point win, 25-point win, and then pull away in last night's game. We were taking points. So, look, you'll see, I laugh when I see these kids talking about Vegas made a huge mistake. They make a mistake every day, but sometimes they do. And they just have not corrected the home rating. Now, the sharp handicappers, like myself, are well aware they have the wrong rating on Orlando. Because if you see, we're not winning games lucky. We win games because we know the line is wrong. The line has moved on all 4 of the Magic games at least 3 points. Who the fuck is sending these lines out? So it's absolutely brutal, but we'll be there to slap you in the face. And we're going to do it again for tomorrow. Already sent it out. You guys are getting it right here. Already sent out the Magic +3 for tomorrow. Philadelphia comes to town. They've got Embiid back. And this is one of the scariest trends to go against. The Philadelphia 76ers have beaten the Magic 14 of the last 15 times. 12-3 against the number. But with one ugly game under his belt, for Embiid, I just can't make them this number over the Magic at home. Hey, Philly may come up with a huge game. Embiid might be Embiid from last year and put 30 on the board. But I'm taking the Magic +3 points. My numbers got this game way off, enough to offset the ownership that the Philly 76ers have. With that said, guys, good morning to everybody. I got my man Julian here. Mac of the year. Hey, John, I finally joined. Great to have you aboard. Hope guys come aboard. Everybody listening should be a member by now. Last week we told you guys, just fucking retweet my stuff and we'll give you a free week. You would have got a free week that we absolutely tore it apart. 20.2 units. Okay? And guys, we don't fuck around. 10-unit bet. No such thing as a 10-unit bet. I tell you that all the time. These are 2- and 3-unit bets. Some units are small bets or 1-unit bets. We're at 20.2 unit bets this week. Okay? What does that mean to you? You're a $100 better. You're ahead over $2,000. You're a dime better. You're ahead over $20,000. Why the fuck wouldn't you retweet my live and become a member for a week for free? We had 4-unit bet, 2 that smacked. Julian, once in a while we'll have a 4-unit bet. What the point I'm trying to get, guys, 5-unit bet is my top bet, and that's a once in a blue moon bet. These frauds out there, they've got 5, 10-unit bets every fucking day. A slammer, a nuka, a this, a that. Earth to God. Morning, John. Hard to believe T.Y. Lue didn't have action on that game last night. Clips down 8 with 4 minutes left. I didn't watch it, so I can't really tell you the flow of the game. Don't know. Maybe the backup guys were giving it a good run, so I can't tell you. That was one game I didn't watch. The one mistake that we had yesterday, and when I say mistake, the injuries broke against us in the Phoenix Suns game. Orlando Magic cashed again. That was our biggest bet of the day. 3-unit bet. We had a halftime bet. Cavaliers at the half were down 6 to Philly, who was just played Philly was in a back-to-back without Embiid. You knew they weren't going to play Embiid or Paul George. We told you that. And Drummond was out also. So 3 guys out, back-to-back, decimated Philly against the undefeated Cavs. We cashed them in the second half. Timberwolves, what the fuck. We had a 1-unit bet, Timberwolves. We laid 9. That game went off at 10 or 10.5, depending on your book. We knew Portland would be so short-handed. Simon's out, Ayton out, and the Time Lord, Williams, was going to sit after playing a great game the night before. A revenge spot for Minnesota. After going up double digits to the first quarter, they just shit the bet. So we lose 1 unit on that. So just remember, it's another plus day. We had a 3-unit bet on Phoenix plus 8. When the injury info came out, that not only, we all know KD is out, but now Beal was going to be out and Grayson Allen. That was enough. So we bet the other way for 2 units. We do lose 1.3 units to the bet. Still clear another profit for the day, which puts us at 20.2 units ahead since Friday. Absolutely killing the NBA, guys. And this is what I do to the NBA. Every day, every game, we run 2, 3, sometimes 4 points out of the number. When you're ahead of the line, like that every game, every day, you can't help but win. I've got plenty of guys in here now that are members. And if I'm saying a lie, call me out on it. I am the realest motherfucker that you guys are ever going to see. Everybody always wins. Vegas Dave hits 90%. Get the fuck out of here. What, 90% of what? Betting 5-1 fucking favorites? What do we got here? Anything? Can't believe the Wolves were the last one. My man Ginger John is saying no lies. Guys, realest guy out here. I'm doing this for over 40 years. You can't beat the line the way I do. And again, we're betting the lines as soon as they come out. We're not waiting to see the line. We're causing the fucking line movement. Anyway, we'll wait for if anybody's got any other questions. Then we'll talk. We're going to start with the football game. That game actually just going to 4. 4 and the total going to 49. Got Heat Pacers under. Okay, I don't care about totals. You know that. Jason, my man, Stormy Jason on here. John does keep it 100, guys. All right, let's get started with this football game, guys. Only 2 games tonight for me. I don't do college basketball, but my app, my website, will give you a preview on college basketball games. You'll get a preview on all the college football games. The games we don't bet, still get previews on it. Football game today, guys. This is for the NFC East. Okay, but you care about beating the line. Well, yeah, I care about beating the line, but I'm not going to do totals. Commanders, Eagles. So we saw what the Commanders were going to do in a game against the real team last week. That was the Steelers, and they let it down at the end. Steelers win. Commanders cause a fumble. Steelers going in, fumble on the 1-yard line, but Steelers were able to get the ball back. So Washington does not close out. Now they're going to come up against another good team. Philadelphia's got their guys back. As a matter of fact, they'll get offensive lineman Maeda back also. Washington will get running back Robinson back. So both teams getting healthy at the right time. Big showdown. Again, Master Edge members, if you take a peek, you'll see the ratings. And I've got Washington rated 26.0 on the road. I've got Philly rated 30.0 at home. And if you subtract 26 from 30, you come up with 4. Well, that's what the number is now. Look, the game was 3.5. I make the game 4. But that half a point is not enough of an edge. Again, I'm not a DG like most of you guys. I need a real edge. For me to have laid 3.5, I'd have to be closer to 6. So this game's sitting at 4. The total in this game, it was over or nothing for me. I wanted to see how low the game would go. The game opened 50, was down at 48.5. 2 meetings last year. Excuse the voice, guys. 2 shootouts. Eagles won 38-31 at Wash and then beat the Commanders 34-31 in Philly. A couple of other stats that I will give you. Washington, they've been great on the road. 3-2, 3-1-1 against the spread. Philly's only played 3 home games. If you look in the standings, looks like they played 4, but they're counting the game against Green Bay to start the season as a home game. Obviously, that was a neutral site. So Philly, 2-1 in their home games, but they have not covered. They just don't cover at home. So 4 with a lean towards Washington in this one. Wash plays them tight. 5-1 Philly is the last 6 meetings, but just 1-3-2 against the number. So again, at the number 4, which was my rating number, 4 with a lean to Wash. That's why I couldn't lay 3.5, and that's why I'm not taking 4. The number's right there. Guys, I want to bet on a game when I've got an edge. I want to bet on the Magic when I take plus 2.5 and they go off a 1-point favorite. Or I lay 6 and the game goes to 9. That's when you have an edge. You're going to see every fucking idiot out there is going to claim they've got some kind of guarantee on this game tonight because they know every one of you want to watch football with a bet on it. I'm real. I give you a bet when I've got an edge on it. Nobody's got an edge on this game. This game is a solid fucking 4. Now, anything can happen, but this is what the line's supposed to be. Brandon, we coming after that 23-game win streak to start the NBA season, helped by Golden State. We're going to do as much winning as we can. Every time, like I says, there's nobody that spots out a wrong number the way I do, especially in the NBA. Now, other guys do it in whether it's totals or college. That's great. It's not my thing. Commanders missing their starting kicker too. Yes, for sure. Ertigo, don't think they have a backup. Look, unless you got a real top-notch kicker, as long as you go into the game with somebody. John, you dropping jewels, successful bettors have an edge. And that's why, look, to be a successful bettor, if you don't have an edge, and by an edge means beating the line. If you're not beating the line, you have no edge. You look at these kids out there. They give you what games are they giving you? First of all, any of these kids giving you a parlay, get the fuck out of here, okay? Go buy a lotto ticket. If you're not beating the line, what is your edge? Your bullshit stats? So many guys come up with primetime game unders. The fuck does that have to do with tonight's primetime game? You've got 2 teams. Unless these 2 teams played in every primetime game, what does primetime game unders, what is that stat? The dog is this on Thursday night. These are 2 different teams. Those are useless stats. Yep. Give me the stats. Commanders at Philadelphia. These are the stats that count. How are they doing leading up to this game? How have they done in the past matching up? Again, the line is 4. It's a solid number. The 2 teams played well over in both games last season. Philly, their offense percolating. Get my head back. Wash offense, not as good these last few weeks. We'll wait to see. Would be over or nothing for me, guys. There's going to be a lot of water breaks because the voice is hurting today. NBA tonight, 1 game. Dallas Mavs go to Utah. Third stop in 5 days for the Mavs. They just lost at Golden State. You could see they're just Luka not clicking on all cylinders. Always, the guy's one of the best players in the league, and his stats are still great, but it's not Luka. Let me pull this up. Hold on. Where's my stuff, guys? Give me a sec. Why is that not coming in? Luka, 41.9% from the field. He's off to a rough start. Kyrie, 54.5% from the field. The public would rather get scammed by fake jewelry. Yeah, for sure they would. Yeah, too bad the public don't like jewels. Any Sunday leans. We're going to go through it all. Anyway, guys, Dallas comes in. They're coming off, like I said, a loss at Golden State. Tough game, right down to the wire. But another L for them. 3rd and 5. It's actually 2 straight road losses for Dallas. Utah just all beat up, man. Kessler out also again today. He was out his last game. Suns beat them. But they were home. My ratings have this 8.4 difference. Mavs are 8.4 on the road, better than Utah is at home. They played earlier this year at Dallas. Dallas win by 8. The game, to me, with Kessler out, you got to give him a little something. But in the same token, you give Jazz a little something for remaining home and Dallas being on their 3rd stop in 5 games. I'm right by the number again. 2 games today, guys. Probably not going to have a bet in either of these 2 games. Again, you need action. Go follow one. Go find one of the fakes. They'll give you a guarantee lock on both games tonight. I like the fact you actually watch some of the games. I watch as many as I possibly can. I like the fact that he's the best handicapper on earth right now. And that's not really close, Ali. I appreciate it. And, guys, NBA, I mean, I don't just say this blindly. Just go compare anybody. Go compare anybody, what they do on a day-in, day-out basis. Who's beating the number the way I'm beating the number? Okay? No scam decapper on fucking Instagram, I'll tell you that. The guys that are, you don't know who they are. Yeah, Ali's talking about guys betting college basketball totals. Those games move like ridiculous. I don't do that, okay? So outside of that, there is nobody doing what I'm doing in any sport. So, let's quick little look at tomorrow's NBA. And I got 2 bets, and I already gave you one of them. I'm going to give you the other one, too, as we go through it. So Philly, like I said, absolutely owns Orlando. But again, it's going to be Embiid's just the 2nd game back. He played about 24 minutes in the 1st game. Maybe they ramp him up to 30. You still can't give Embiid, that 30, 10, 5 stats that he should have. And with that, Orlando's just been playing too good at home. 3 points, just enough to overcome the ownership. I think they're worth it. That's a 2-unit bet for me. It's our first 2-unit bet. Orlando's been a 3-unit bet each of the first few games. Miami and Pacers tomorrow. Got to find out if Jimmy Butler's going to play. He's missed the last couple of games. They lost at Detroit on a Coach Spo. I mean, he's one of the best coaches in basketball, guys. Calls a timeout in overtime when they didn't have any, and the Pistons sink free throws at the end of the game. Miami loses that game after winning at Minnesota, a place they don't normally do win, without Butler. Indiana comes back home off the Orlando loss last night. And again, just as far as this game, I have to see about Butler. The number 3 that's up there is kind of a middle number. What I mean by a middle number is if he's in, that number is going to tick down. If he's out, that number will go a little higher. See, that wasn't the case with the Suns game last night. I told my members that Sacramento, if Beal was in, this game belongs to B5. When Beal and Allen are announced out, that game didn't move. It was still 8 points. So we had the right number, but with Beal and Allen out on top of KD, just too much to overcome. But this game's in the middle where that game was already at the edge. Detroit at Toronto tomorrow. Pistons let one slip away. Milwaukee absolutely owns them. They went into Milwaukee last night. Milwaukee had won 16 of the last 17 in Milwaukee against the Pistons. They had a shot to win that. They let that slip, lose it in overtime. They were shorthanded. Detroit coming off the overtime win against Miami the night before. They were Hardaway without Hardaway, Ivy, and Fontecchio, 3 guys down. So will they be down, those guys going into Toronto? Toronto got their own problems. Scotty Barnes out. Quickly, who came back for a couple of games, he's going to be back out. If Detroit's got all their guys. Right now, Toronto is sitting at 2.5. To me, that line is made with these guys out. If the Detroit Pistons get, at least if they get Ivy back, don't know if they'll have Hardaway back. The 2 injuries there are real. Hardaway and Ivy are both legit injuries. That wasn't just sitting out on a back-to-back. So that line made with these guys out. If not, if they're in, I'd be on the Pistons. The second game, I'm going to give you a game right now, guys. Go bet the Hawks, and I don't give a fuck if Trae Young plays or not. Wizards will come into Atlanta. 5th and final game of an 8-day trip. The Washington Wizards are the worst team in the NBA. Hawks, while Wizards will have 5th and final of an 8-day trip, Hawks will have had 2 days off, so it's pulling out you tremendous upset at Boston. A 16, I think it was they went for a 16-point dog at Boston, and they beat the Celtics. 2 days off since then. They get some nice pieces there besides Trae Young. Daniel's playing nice. Johnson's playing nice. So they got some pieces there. The rookie. This is spot play. Wash at the end of a trip. Atlanta 2 days off. Double revenge. These teams played a home and home earlier in the year. Wizards swept them for their only 2 wins this season. Expected Atlanta to be ready for this game, even though they're coming off what could have been a letdown against the Celtics with 2 days off, and because the Wizards are the opponent, they just can't let the Wizards beat them 3 times and twice in their house. I laid 5 on this game with the Hawks. Those are your 2 free bets for tomorrow. Guys, remember, all I'm asking for is some likes, some comments, and some retweets, okay? Yesterday, I didn't go through the NBA, and you missed out on some winners. Give me some likes, some comments, some retweets, and we'll hook you up every day. Master student, Hawks may be high from the Celtics wins, as I said. Nas, being that it's 2 days off, a little different. They definitely would have been high the next day, but with 2 days off, and because this is what we call double revenge on a home and home sweep, they'll be ready for the Wizards. Man, the refs did everything to keep Eddie and the Grizzlies in that game yesterday. It's sometimes how it goes. John, it's a real deal. I can attest. I'm sharing your shit with everyone I know. Ochero, I really appreciate that, guys. I really appreciate that. Getting back, just because his name reminded me of Banchero, getting back to Orlando. This is a classic case. The line makers have just overvalued Banchero. Now, I love Banchero. This kid's a player. But they've overvalued him. They've taken Orlando all the way down, and they're not giving them enough on their home rating. Guys, if you're not rating teams home and away, you don't even know what the fuck you're doing. You don't have a handicapper's rating. When I look at ESPN's model for their BPI, Basketball Power Index, or their FPI, Football Power Index for that matter, one rating, without rating teams separately, home and away, how the fuck do you get a feel what the right line's supposed to be? I've got Orlando, a 5.4 difference from home to road, okay? Some teams like Golden State right now actually have a better road rating. So you can't just assume every team gets the same home court advantage, okay? Not unless you're a fucking fool. Orlando, yeah, I wrote in the chat, let's ride the Magic till the wagons fall off. Till they adjust it, absolutely. And they haven't adjusted it yet. I never bet on the Magic so much in 1 week. Have you ever won so much in 1 week? Guys, it's 12 units on the fucking Magic alone. 3-4 unit bets this fucking homestand. And they're not correcting the number. If they would have corrected the number would have been 1 to start with, not allowing us to take 2.5 to beat the number by 3.5 points. So far I gave you the Magic. I gave you the Hawks for tomorrow. Let's do the rest of the Sorry about that, guys. We'll give you guys a couple of minutes, get all you guys back in. I really apologize. Just finding out that with X, unlike IG Live, if you get a phone call, it just knocks you off the live. So again, my apologies. We'll remedy that. I will have to go live from a separate phone. So as you guys can see, I'm still learning here with X. So once again, my apologies. I will wait till we get you guys back in before I go forward. But remember, if you miss any part of any of the lives, I post it to my page anyway, and you can watch it in its entirety. So let's see if we can get some guys back while we're waiting for the rest of the guys to resume. It really pisses me to fuck off. We really had a nice little audience in there. So I'll have to load on maybe onto my other phone and go live from that one. So once again, guys, apologies. Having a rough go with the voice. This will be the last couple of days for me up in Connecticut. Then I'll spend a few in Long Island before I head on back down to Florida for the winter. Well, I woke up today, temperatures were in the 30s. I don't see that in Florida. All right, I haven't seen anybody could somebody throw me a comment just so I know there's somebody out there? There we go. Ginger's got it. All right. Any questions, guys? I'll take some questions right now before we finish the second half of tomorrow's NBA. And I'm doing the NBA because tomorrow will be an abbreviated one, if at all. Just watching some stuff move, guys. So tomorrow will be an abbreviated live. That's why I wanted to go through the NBA today, and also to show you how we're ready now. Well, I'm ready now to bet tomorrow night's games, and that's how you have to be. I'm betting games. I'm not watching what other guys are betting. I'm betting what I want to bet. Most of the times, we're on the sharp sides. Sometimes we go against them. Sometimes when we go against them, we smack them right in their face. And we had one of those days on Sunday. Sunday, they were betting Portland. We bet Memphis. Memphis won by 40. Now we've got a few guys here. Jason, 49ers NFL. I don't know what that means, Jay. Give me a little something. Thanks for showing me how to be more sharp at this game. That was, guys, here's the hat. This was the original name, How to Beat the Bookie. COVID hit. And as COVID hit, it dawned on me, there's so many guys out there, they're dying for action. They're betting fucking Chinese ping pong at 2 in the fucking morning. When sports comes back, there's going to be a hunger for action. And what better way for you guys to bet than learn from a pro, a real pro, somebody that's been on both sides of the table, a book at the highest level, and one of the most renowned sports bettors in the world. I used to move the overnight NBA lines at Chris when Ronnie Sacco was there. Now, to some of you, I'm speaking Latin. But for those in the know, you know I'm a real motherfucker. Okay? And that's what I do till today. We move the fucking lines. We bet an NBA game today. When you wake up tomorrow, it's a 2-point move in your favor. Does a game go against us once in a while? Yeah. Well, every once in a while, injury's going to bite us in the ass. Bit us in the ass last night. What do? I'm sharp enough to make the best of it. We go buy off 2 units on the other way, and it's a small loss on the Sacramento King game, and it's still a plus for the day. We've won every day since last Friday. We're ahead over 20 units. Now, these are real units. Let's not betting no 5-10 units a game. Our biggest bet is a 3-unit bet this week. 1 to 3 units, and we're burying them. Is this your only source of income? What? This is what you want to check my books, Nas? You work for the IRS, my man? Don't worry about my fucking income, pal. Jason, thoughts on 49ers this weekend? You want to talk a little football? Okay, and then we'll go back to that basketball. 6.5. Bit of a big number for a 49er team that certainly has not they're just not the same 49er team. Now, this was McCaffrey's first week back last week. Maybe it's better, but when you got Ayuk out of there, it's just not that same San Francisco team. What I can say about this week's game is, even with Seattle coming off a bye, tough to bet Seahawks. 49ers have beat them 6 straight times, 5-1 against the spread. The one non-cover, I think they won by a dozen, and they were a bigger favorite. So just tough to bet Seattle. DK Metcalf missed the last couple of games for Seattle. We'll see. My numbers don't say this game should be 6.5, but because there's a little ownership, it goes there at 7. To me, I would be leaning Seattle. Tough to bet them. But I'm not laying this on San Fran. They're not looking right. What do we got here? Brandon, read my message. I didn't see your message, Brandon. Zex Gaming, I bet you'll go viral if you post winning tickets on page. Oh, okay. That's what I'll do. I'll post winning tickets. I'm here every day, giving bets a day ahead of time, my man. I don't need to post where I bet, how much I bet. You don't believe me? Go follow one of the fucking clowns. Go follow Stu Feiner. Go follow one of the fucking clowns. Go follow Steve Stevens, the bookie killer. Okay? I don't really give a fuck if you just believe me or not. Commanders Eagles tonight. Did I miss it? Yeah, you missed it. You could reread it. After 49ers, can you talk Bears Packers? Ownership. Man, real ownership. You got a bad team in disarray. This is Green Bay enough. No one. 10 straight up and against the spread. The Packers, we're talking about owning somebody. They own them. Now you would think, okay, maybe Love took over, no more Rodgers. Love picked up where Rodgers left off. They beat them twice last year. Green Bay coming off a bye. After getting a loss going into that bye, they'll be ready. Chicago, again, total disarray. Held to nothing by the Patriots. Green Bay or no one in that game. You need to go back on the skinny. They have tons more followers now. Would be benefit big time. For sure. I speak with those guys. Maybe we can do something like that. Block us against the books from your ex. They just stole your Hawks play and posted it as theirs. Really, us against the books? You know what? I got to find out how to block. I'm still trying to learn stuff. So we'll look for us against the books. Us against the books. Appreciate you guys letting me know. The books. Guys, if I told you, now I don't mind if you're paying for my service, but if I told you how many guys that call themselves Kappas that are actually members of mine, you wouldn't believe it, okay? But if you're paying for my service, okay, then you own what you're paying for. But not if you want to come get it here for free. WMP Live is a 2-part stream today. Watch Phillies Part 1, no bet tonight. I'm sorry, my man, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't read the code you guys use. But us against the books, just now taking my place right after I said it, that's pretty shitty. Unless you're going to give me credit for it. You fucking peasant. Mass Edge is the only sports bettor that sends best days better. Bets days better. Bets days before. Only, guys. So if a guy like this fucking mutt, you're a fucking mutt, by the way, us against the books, like most of these guys are. The best is when I was on Instagram, some of these kids try to come, you want to come hard with me? I'm a real fucking hard guy. Like a real fucking hard guy from back in the day. You can come hard with me, but you get guys like this. So if they've never given out a bet a day ahead of time, and all of a sudden they're giving out now, where the fuck did they get it from? So, any of you fucking mutts, get the fuck out of here. We should all go to their page and tag Mass Edge posted it. That would be a nice thing to do, Zex Gaming. Appreciate that. Good idea. See, I need some of you young guys to help me out. I don't know the world of social media. Jason, I appreciate that. Jason, one of my best followers, really tries to help out with the algorithms. And I guess that's what you need in the social media to have the right algorithm. Instagram, they had me shadow banned. I've now, for the last 4, 5, maybe 6 months, I lose followers every day. Us against the books is in cahoots with Dog by Dog Money. That's another jerk off from Instagram. 2 jerk offs then. Dog Money posted your Hawks play all over his Discord and Telegram soon as you said it, OG. So I guess they're listening. So Dog Money, who are you? Make a statement. Which guy are you here? Us against the books. Which fucking lowlife mutts are you? Again, guys, if guys that never gave a bet out a day before giving them out, where the fuck did they get them? So hopefully at least they're paying me the few dollars. But again, you would be amazed how many guys that call themselves scam-decappers, or they call themselves cappers, I call them scam-decappers, are actual members getting my bets. So when you see them, you know where they came from anyway. Yeah. All right, let's get back to the rest of the NBA. We were really doing well. Had 100 some odd people in here, not getting it back. We'll make this work tomorrow. So hopefully, guys, are going to catch this on the replay. Back to the NBA. I think we left off Knicks. Nets down 2 guys. And if you're a Mass Edge member, you see that I put those 2 guys in the injury report. That's DFS, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Ben Simmons. Now, by themselves, normally not big enough not big enough to the line that I would put in there. But because the Nets aren't a deep team, and because now there's 2 of them, so it means a little something, and it changed their rating. Nets will go. Nets were. Look, Brooklyn and Manhattan, for you guys that don't know, we're talking of boroughs apart. They're like miles, 15 miles apart. So this isn't really a road game. With that being said, Knicks have won the last 6 meetings, 5-1 against the spread. Knicks will be looking for a fucking W here after a real letdown last night. Come all the way back, take a lead, but then let the Bulls get that win. Double digits. Should the Knicks be double digits? Again, that's what my ratings say. With Finney, Smith, and Simmons out, plus they got the ownership, not laying it, just don't find a reason to take it with the Nets in this one. Bulls, Cleveland. Bulls, what a different team with Levine on the team. Remember, he missed a few games. They looked horrible. They now, a couple of nice games. 2-1 their last 3. 3-0 against the spread, cover against the Cavs at home, beat the Knicks, and they'll go to Cleveland now for their next game. Cleveland's just had their number, beat them 8 of the last 9 times, but covered only 5 of the 9. So again, you're looking at another game, 9.5 points, big number, but it's the number is right there. That's where the number should be. My numbers actually have 10.2. Cleveland, 10.2 points better at home than Chicago is on the road. I give Chicago a little bit of home revenge. Can't give them much because Cleveland has pretty much owned them. Lakers at San Antonio. Make it real quick, guys. I got Lakers 16.0 on the road. San Antonio 14.0 at home. 2 points. Take a look at it. That's what it is. Lakers 2. These teams haven't met yet. Lakers are 6-1 the last 7 meetings, just 4-3 against the spread. Phoenix will go to OKC. Now, this would have been a great game, obviously, if KD's there. KD going back to of OKC, but he's out. Beal and Allen, they missed last night. They'll both be questionable going into tomorrow. OKC, we talked about it, bad break, losing Chet Holmgren. God, Dog Money just kicked me out of his Telegram for outing him to the OG, so I can't let you know if he steals any more plays. Okay. So we know that's real. Dog Money. I'll make a little post for him on IG. Weird little spot here for both teams. So, Phoenix, third city, 4 days. Won 2 nights ago in Utah. Lose last night at Sacramento. Now go to OKC. How short-handed are they going to be? Depends on Beal and Allen. This is a game that both teams could have been in look-ahead spots because Phoenix has Timberwolves next, the team that beat them in the playoffs last year, and OKC has the Mavericks next, the team that knocked them out of the playoffs next year. Both teams will be focused on this game, maybe Thunder a little less so, feeling like this should be an easy home win if they've got an eye on Dallas and Luka next. So, need to see what the situation is with Beal and Allen. Houston beat the Clippers last night. And they'll be playing a home-and-home with the Clippers. Not home-and-home, sorry. A 2-game set in Houston. As my man Ertugard was mentioning, Ty Lue left his starters on the bench going down the stretch. Houston gets there with the cover. Clippers had won 5 straight at Houston before last night. Now, yes, a lot of that time covers when the Rockets were really bad. Rockets are playing real much better ball. Would only be interested in the Clippers, but I'm going to need this game to go a little higher. These 2-game sets, I'm going to like the Clippers in this spot, but again, want that to be a little higher. Denver goes to New Orleans. New Orleans, man, it's so decimated. So they get Trey Murphy back the other night, and then they lose Jose Alvarado. Now, same scenario as Simmons and DFS. Jose Alvarado by himself, I wouldn't even put in the injury report to affect our ratings, but because you're already missing a starting team, DeJounte Murray already out, McCollum out, Hawkins out, Herbert Jones out, Zion Williamson out. You're already missing a team. So, yes, Alvarado does mean something in this spot where he normally wouldn't. Totally decimated. Now, can't even look at New Orleans. They've now dropped 6 straight up and against the spread. Denver coming off a 5-game homestand, won all 5, 3-1-1 against the number. 8.5 is my number on that game. I've got Denver rated 16.0, New Orleans rated 7.5. That's 8.5. Take a look at the numbers, guys. It's 8.5. Nobody's got better numbers than I do, guys. Nobody's got better ratings. Maybe Dog Money could tell you why he likes the Hawk game. Let him explain what his ratings say. you fucking mutt. And the last game tomorrow, oh, excuse me, we got two more. We got Memphis and Golden State. So Memphis stays under the number yesterday. They get Smart back. Marcus Smart, he played a decent game for them. So they get Smart back. They'll go to Golden State. Golden State coming off that home win over Dallas. Now 7-1. Their last 8. They had the one fall down game at Cleveland. That was after they beat the Celtics. We were on them there. We loved Golden State. That was, I believe, our 4-unit bet was the Warriors. Was it there or is that Houston? Either way, we caught them there. 7-1. This number's sitting at 8.5. So my numbers suggest that Golden State's only 6 points better. Actually 5.9. But because it's the third stop in 6 days for Memphis, and Golden State will have been home with 2 days off, I make it closer to 7. Now, with that being said, it's also Grizzlies have lost 7 straight at Golden State, just 2-5 against the spread. So I'm 7 with a lean to Golden State, but still can't get to 8.5. If that game goes higher, would only be Memphis or nobody, but we'll look to see what happens tomorrow. And the last game, Timberwolves at Sacramento. Timberwolves just dropped a pair of games at Portland, who I would say is the worst team in the West. But now with all the injuries, my ratings say the Pelicans are the worst team in the West. But drop a pair. And drop the second game. No Simons, no Ayton, no Time Lord last night. Minnesota, what the fuck? Look, we knew that both the Knicks and Timberwolves would go through growing pains from that trade. You're going to change your team. Going to be different to get your guys integrated. But neither team has looked what they're supposed to be. And they look still plenty of time before the playoffs. So maybe, like I said, they're going through their growing pains. But Minnesota, definitely not there yet. They'll go to Sacramento. Massa Edge members should remember, back to, I believe it was the second game of the season, we had Minnesota at Sacramento, walked out with a 2-point win. So Sac will have a little home revenge. Sacramento now, Malik Monk is out. So he's gone. He's going to be out at least a few weeks. Last night, DeRozan left the game. She played just 17 minutes. So now if you're already out, Monk, if you're going to miss DeRozan, it's going to be bigger than normal because you're already missing a guy. So we'll wait to see with DeRozan situation. DeRozan used to be an Iron Man. We'll see if he maintains that. All about the injuries, guys. So I gave you 2 free bets. And then Dog Money gave you a free bet, or even though it's my fucking bet. Anybody else out there giving my fucking bets out? What's this Telegram? I'll join in to keep an eye out. Okay. What do we got, guys? Any more questions, or I'll wrap it up? Sorry about the interruption. We'll be able to start going live on a different phone tomorrow, a phone that no incoming calls come in. I appreciate it, guys. We're getting up over 100 each time we come on. Yesterday was our most viewed live. I appreciate it. Let's keep the momentum going. Just looking through some football. South Carolina hitting all 14s for Saturday. And we talked about that game yesterday. The quarterback for Mizzou, Brady Cook, he'll be out again. We were waiting on the Georgia info. That game bouncing back and forth off 9.5, 10. The availability for the Tennessee quarterback in that one. Nico Amaliva. So we'll wait to see what's happening in that one. Guys, best sports betting information, best numbers anywhere. They're right here. become a member at the Master Edge. Go to the app, the website. Take a look at it, guys. Become a member for a week. You're going to want to be a member forever if you're a sports bettor. Much better than Instagram. Let's blow up. Let's try to blow up here, guys. You can help me. Give me a like. Make a comment. Give me a retweet. We'll be back here tomorrow. Tomorrow, again, very short. Very short. That's why I went through the NBA card. We'll basically just go through changes. Okay? Get ready for a monster NBA season. 20.2 units up just since last Friday, the last 7 days. And that's with no bets bigger than a 3-unit bet. Guys, I'm here every weekday, 11 a.m. Eastern. Let's make some money.